What's up, everybody? It's your host, Justin Porter, and welcome back to the Reporter Show, man. As always, I want to welcome my hosts, Devin Acosta and Josh Tucker. You already know what it is. This is where we talk all things Wayland sports and give you guys a weekly wrap-up of everything going on. Let's go ahead and get straight into it, man. We had a pretty decent week in sports. I know volleyball, they extended their streak to a 5-game win streak throughout the middle of the week, I believe, last week. And then, of course, it got cut off at the end of the week when they ended up playing MACU. But we'll go ahead and start it off with volleyball, man. They had a really good showing on, I believe, Thursday night. When did they play USAO? I can't remember.
USAO was...
It was Thursday? I think it was Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Anyway, they played USAO, man, and they beat them in 5 sets. It was a really tough match. Props to volleyball. They had that streak going for a while there, and they also, I believe, they're above 500 in conference now, sitting at 5-3. They were at 500 before this weekend. They were 6-6, but then they ended up facing MACU, which we'll get them back later on in the season. But man, it was a tough one. The first match against USAO went to 5 sets, and they lost the first. They won the next 2, lost the 4th set. And my thing was, after they lost the 4th set, all the students got up and dipped. I'm like, where y'all going? Yeah. The 5th set is the set where everybody need to be there. You feel me?
It was the nail biter.
You know what I'm saying?
It really came down like to the wire.
Yeah. It was really like, because my thing was, I'm like, yeah, y'all was here for the whole match, but like, dang, when everybody needs y'all here, the crowd gone.
You're not gonna leave for a 4th quarter
you know what I'm saying,
of a football
bro?
game. So.
Let's say it's 30 seconds left in a basketball game. Everybody gonna chill right there and wait till that last shot hit. All right, do the same thing for volleyball. Where in the world was y'all going? But anyway, we're gonna get back to it, man. The 5th set was really crazy. It got down to, I believe, 10-10 in the 5th set, and so the last 5 points was a little dog fight. But what's funny, bro, is you know how the rotation works in volleyball. It's like you got to win the point for them to continue the rotation. So it's like to break it down by its literal definition, a rotation occurs after every side out, which is when the receiving team gains the right to serve by winning the point. And so I feel like every single time we get down to the clutch of things, Fade is not in the rotation. And I'm like, my goodness. We down to the last part of the game. You need Shawty in the game right now. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? But the way that the rotation is, you can't help it. Like, you have to score your point to keep the rotation going. And so I was laughing because I looked over at one of my cameramen and I was like, hey, bro, they got to win the next point so they can get in the game so we can go ahead and win this thing. And he started laughing at me, and I was like, I'm being serious. I said, watch, when she get in the game, it's going to be 1-2-3, game over with. Go ahead and roll the highlights, man. Here go the serve right here, man. Boom. First point for them. Okay. Correct. I looked over on him. I said, all right, go ahead. Next one. For they again. There go 2 right there. All right. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on now. And then they had a serving error right there. And then I think they had another error right here. Yep. Little hidden error. And then, of course, the last point, what do you know? For they again. They go game over. Game over. Go ahead and stop that for me, bro. We're going. So I was just like, that's the proof right there. You know what I'm saying? It was really, it's funny, and the way I see it, bro, the volleyball team has really turned things around, and I think it's really nice to see. And I went further, and I wanted to check the stats for all of them, and I realized that we have a player in every statistic in the top 3, except for, I believe, hitting percentage. So like kills, blocks, digs, points per set, all of it, bro. We got somebody in the top 3 for everything, and it's across the board. You feel me? So it's spread out pretty well. And so, but it was really a tough one when they ran into MACU though. That was not the match that I thought it was gonna be, and I mean, I can't really get into it that much other than the fact that we just didn't look that good. But the coach explains it the best, so I'll let y'all hear from him, man. We'll go ahead and tune in to Coach Yacobazi.
It's not so bad, but we beat ourselves more than anything else. I don't want to take anything away from them. This is probably the best team. Even when they had Falker, the years you had, this is a much more rounded, balanced team. We did a pretty good job blocking overall, but we didn't do enough of it. We had some open nets a couple times where she just hammered us. Fortunately, no one got hurt.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's frustrating is just our serve receive tonight. That's the worst performance we've had all year, and we kept moving people around. But we had a terrible warm-up today, and Lucy was mentioning it. It's like, oh, my gosh, she's, you never want to predict or prophesize what's going to happen, but we both had a bad feeling. That's all we said to each other because we didn't want to have it say anything negative, but we just didn't hit well. We didn't pass well. Serving was pretty good. We got a couple aces there and got some balls out of system from them on serve receive. And this is a good tune-up because next week we play number 1 and 2 in the conference, and they're both ranked in the top 30.
Yeah, man. So it wasn't really. I don't know what it was, really. I'm not going to lie. It just didn't look good.
Just came out flat. It sounded like they had a bad warm-up, and that can translate. So a bad warm-up can make you, that's an automatic bad game most of the time. So
if the coach feel like we not ready, then we ain't ready. And I don't think it was the fact that we weren't ready to play that team. I think it was just the fact that we weren't ready for that day.
Maybe so.
I don't think it mattered who we were playing. I just think that day they didn't come to play. So sometimes it goes like that, man. But the good thing is they're still sitting at a decent spot in conference at 5-3, like I said. So they're not looking too bad. It didn't look like it looked the first week or two of volleyball.
Got a big week though.
Yeah,
they got a huge.
They had a huge week, bro. They playing the number 1 and the number 2 in their in the SAC conference, and I believe that they're both in the top 25 as well in NAIA. So it'll be a tough road trip for them. It's not even gonna be no home game. They going on the road to play both of those teams. So I hope they pull something out, man. I hope
they win these 2 games. It's gonna be hard to not put them in the top 25 though. So
it's gonna be real.
They might have a chance to get ranked if they can get these 2 wins on the road. So
absolutely,
it's an opportunity.
I feel like having that underdog feel, like you want to win because you're tired of being overlooked.
Yeah.
Like we have a young team, like as we mentioned before, and if they can prove themselves against top opponents, your confidence goes up, the energy of the team goes up, and it just results in a much better season going forward.
Yeah, it can snowball.
For sure, exactly.
And I don't know what USAO is ranked, but I'm not gonna lie, just watching them warm up, I'm like, it's not looking good. Like they look like a good team. I'm sure they got a decent record. So I think that's a big win.
You talking about the team that beat them, or the
I'm talking about USAO.
Oh, yeah,
USAO.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if they're ranked high in conference or not, but just beating them, how they came out like 10-0 on us. So they looked like they wasn't supposed to win, but they found a way. So, they can keep that going. Forget about MacU. Just forget about that whole game. But get some momentum back going these next 2 games, and then here we go. They probably gonna be ranked if they can win these 2.
If they can win these 2, boy, I'll be hyped.
Facts.
I promise you. It's probably gonna be everybody on the list for certified next week. Gonna be volleyball.
The whole volleyball team.
the whole team
certified.
Hey, put the whole rotation on that, man. You feel me?
The whole team be on there if they win these 2. Maybe even Coach Yakamazi. He gotta be certified. He pulled these out.
But yeah, speaking of certified players, man, I know we announced a couple days ago that Brenna was the certified player of the week for that first week that we pulled out the certified player of the week, man. So props to her, man. Shout out to Brenna Daniels. But for this week, because of that closing out of that game against USAO, I'm going to put Fade on the board for a certified nominee this week, man. That was really a nice way to close out that game, man. It was really just like a, you can't stop me. Yeah. I'm going to do what I want to do. So
yeah, she that's
basically one of those, like, fourth quarter, just give me the rock and let me carry it. Yeah, felt like she really felt like 2-4.
Get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Let me do what I'm supposed to do. Exactly. And so that was a nice little showing, man. So I'm going to get that to you, man, this week. Next subject we're going to get into is football, Brody. Well. It is what it is. Sometimes you ain't got it, and sometimes you got it. And right now we just ain't got it. And I believe that it takes time. Like everybody else, it takes time, man. I don't know how long it takes, but it takes time. I'll tell you that because I think the thing is that a lot of the times, I don't want to say we get ahead of ourselves, but in a way, it's like we always expect that we gonna flip a season that I don't know what we went last year. I didn't even look at it.
I think it might have been
2-8, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And I think a lot of the times, first of all, we ain't got no NIL money. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're going to go to Colorado and flip the whole program around that went 1-11. And now they, what, 3-1? Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's just the likelihood of that happening at a lower level school is just, it takes time. It takes more time. I mean, so it's not defeat, but it's understanding that, you know, it's going to take more than 1 year for me to flip this program around. And right now, they still trying to climb up out of that mud, man. And so this game that they had against Louisiana Christian, I'm not even going to talk about the score. I'm going to just say props to the O-line because I called y'all out last week because the rushing game was terrible. And they came out and they matched them on the ground. They had 100 and where is that, man? Oh, there it is. They had 166 rushing yards. We did. And then the opposing team had 173 rushing yards. Now, of course, we lost rushing yards here, there, whatever. But for the yards gained without taking away the yards lost, it was pretty even. So props to y'all for that. I'm glad that y'all got the running game going.
And also, I mean, not even compared to the opponent that we faced, but compared to ourselves last week. I mean, at the end of the day, you are your biggest opponent.
Yep.
That's a good point.
And if you realize your flaws, realize what you're doing wrong, and go out, like, take your self-criticism, take others' criticism, go out there and fix it, the results are going to show. You criticize them, they took it, cool. Go out and get better, results showed.
Yeah.
I mean, put it like this. It was ugly. I'm not even going to say the score. It was ugly the first half. Second half, I think we tied them in points. I think it was 14-14 total in the second half. So, I mean, you played a good half of football with them. The first half, not as much, but at least y'all matched them the second half. So that's one positive to take from it. But let me get a close up, man. This for football, man. I'm talking straight to football. The whole school, we rooting for y'all. The whole school rooting for y'all. But y'all got to take it personal. Y'all got to have some pride, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. As a competitor, athlete, it's not okay. Y'all know it's not okay. Yeah. It's not, but you got another week to fix it. So we're going to forget about it, but we're going to hold y'all accountable for this one again. But let's have some pride and let's go get some wins in the column, man, because I don't like seeing Waylon lose in any sport, especially but football, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with all the football dudes. We want to see them win. We want to see them win. That score not okay to me. It's not okay to me.
I know y'all remember the first week that we came out and won, bro. Everybody was talking about the game. Everybody was in the stands at the game. Everybody was talking at the game. It was a good environment. And so if you take that feeling and then you take the feeling of getting dogged on, you know what I'm saying? That would make me want to fight a little bit harder to get back to that. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's just like, bro.
Like you in a hole, the only way to go is up.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, don't dig yourself down far. Go up.
Facts,
you go straight up.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, with football, I do understand, right now we are facing a lot of injuries, especially from, like, the vets, Like, there's a good number of key players that are out right now. But, I mean, for the younger players and for the ones who are, a little lower on the depth chart, this is your time to shine. Like, realize that. Yeah. This is your time to shine. This is your opportunity. Go out there and make the most of it.
Yeah.
Like, be who you've been wanting to be this entire time. Like, here's your opportunity. Go out and take it. Go out and take it, man.
Yeah. And hey, man.
You got it, bro.
What y'all got to lose, man? After the teams in the conference see what just happened to y'all, they don't expect y'all to be good. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like people think y'all finna win the conference, but we want y'all to win the conference. So, y'all ain't got nothing to lose, man. Just go out there and compete with everybody. I don't care who across them lines from you, man. Y'all can beat everybody in the conference, I think. So.
I think the biggest thing is you're talking about a lot of younger players getting to play. I think the biggest thing is a lot of people, when they get that opportunity, they start to press. They don't play freely. I think the thing is, man, you got to find a point where you are playing relaxed. As much pressure as you may feel, you got to think about it like this. What pressure are you feeling?
Yeah.
Like, there's literally no pressure. Like, there's not a lot to expect. You know what I'm saying? So if you just go out there and just play your game, you just play relaxed, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happens, happens. Speaking of the games, though, bro, like, I get tired of the fact that these other schools be charging to watch the game, bro. Ain't nobody trying to pay to watch them games, man. Y'all need to make them free. Y'all can get y'all money from the concession stands, bro. Like, my goodness, stop trying to make people pay to watch the games.
Yeah, they taxing.
Yeah, they doing too much.
I ain't gonna lie. I love Wayland as much as the next person. I'm not paying to watch that.
I'm not paying to watch.
I'm not.
It's not happening.
I'm still rocking with the football team. I'm still behind y'all. Yeah. But I'm not paying to watch that. Yeah. Not again.
Make them games free, man. Come on now. But we're going to get into the next subject. We're going to go into women's soccer, man. They played McMurray last week. They lost 1-3, which brings them to 1-3-2. They got 1 win on the season, 3 losses, and I believe 2 ties. I think the problem that I'm seeing a lot with them is there's a lot of things that they lack that are very important to the game of soccer, to have success in the game of soccer. What makes a good soccer team is you got to have people that know how to handle the ball, so they got to have good dribbling skills. You got to have people that know how to pass the ball very well, and you got to have people that know how to shoot the ball very well. And then on the defensive side of things, defensively, y'all as a team have to know how to trap the ball very well when you're trying to get the ball back. And so I think what we lack as a team is we do not dribble the ball well, and we don't pass the ball well. I've noticed a lot of the times when we try to pass the ball, we can't hold on to the ball for, I don't know, I don't want to put a time on it, but we can't hold on to the ball for long. We get the ball, we kick it around a couple of times, and boom, it's in their possession already again.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the biggest element to that is aggression.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go out there and want it. And like you said, there's flaws on the offensive and defensive side of this. Aggression is the key point of that. Like, you have to go out there and want that rock.
Yeah, I think we get beat to a lot of balls. A lot of balls. Like, if you, like, let's say somebody passes the ball down the field, 9 times out of 10, we are not getting to that ball before the other team does. I don't know. I mean, I know speed has a lot to do with it. Maybe we ain't got no speed for real. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of balls that I see we get beat to, or we just lose control of the ball. We can't hold on to it for long. We don't get everything going often. And that's why oftentimes our shots compared to their shots is always significantly less.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was that bad this time. I think they doubled us. They had 14 shots. We had 6. And so it was just the thing. The thing is, it's just like, y'all have got to learn how to control the ball. And I understand that this ain't my sport, but this is y'all's sport. So in a sense, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, if there's whatever you got to do in practice to work on that aspect of your game, you got to do it.
Facts.
And I know everything doesn't always fall on the players. I mean, there's coaching aspects. Maybe they're not doing this at practice. Maybe they're not supporting them in this way. But at the end of the day, if you want to win the game, you can't depend on somebody else to do it for you.
Facts.
So if you know that you are lacking in this part of your game, go to the field and work on it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't dribble the ball well for a couple of seconds before somebody come take it from you, if you can't pass the ball across the field without somebody intercepting it, then hey, we need to be working on that at practice.
Big time. And I don't know much about soccer, but I do know that you can't teach and you can't coach effort.
Yeah.
So just stuff like 50-50 balls where it's we could get it or they could get it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you already ain't got just a plethora of shots on the board, you got to get all the 50-50 balls you can, and you can't just flat out get your ball took every time you go down the field. So it's just, I mean, we clean up, we put in more effort. That'll automatically clean some things up.
You got to want it.
Yeah.
Facts. I mean,
you just got to want it.
The other team get all the 50-50 balls. That's that many more chances they're going to get to shoot.
Yeah.
And we already don't shoot the ball much.
And
the other teams shoot it twice as much as we do on average. So we got to eliminate their shots, and we got to get some more.
Yeah, man. And my thing is, like you said, like, it doesn't even take – I think a lot of the times people overestimate a team that has a bunch of talent. Because a team that has a bunch of talent, 9 times out of 10, that team, oftentimes depends on their talent more than their effort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you have a team that's got a bunch of talented players and a team that's got just a bunch of dogs, like they just want it that bad, they just want it that bad, it's going to be a pretty good game.
It's going to be hard to beat that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like when you get, I'll use like football as an example. You get hit in the mouth a couple times, like as a star player or whatever, you're going to be like, okay, that's cool. But if that opponent is hitting you in the mouth, play after play after play after play, eventually you're not gonna want no more of that. You're just gonna say like, yeah, bro, like you got it.
Yeah, you got
like,
it.
I don't want no more of that, bro. Like you got it. And so I feel like if no matter who our women's soccer team's going against, like go out there and establish
that
your
you want
dominance,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
It's that, like let them know you're here to play.
Yep.
Like you didn't just travel on the bus or
just put a uniform on.
Yeah, just put a uniform on just to go out there and have fun. Like go out, want to get a win. Establish your dominance, and like go be somebody. Go let them know who you are.
Facts. And even if we don't, you know what I'm saying, we might not win every game as we see. We might not win every single game. One thing at least to do is if once the game's over, have the other team feel like, dang, like they battle, like they was slide tackling, they was playing hard, like they was being physical, like at least make them feel you, whether they beat you or not.
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna say to that? There was one girl, I was walking to my car with my stuff, you know, after the game was over with, and there was a couple girls on the opposing team, and they was like, well, so-and-so, like number so-and-so, she was really good, like she was really working. And I'm like, that's how you should feel about the whole team.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Facts. It shouldn't just be one person that they feel actually gave them some work. You know what I'm saying? It should be everybody on this team giving me some work. I'm like, dang, bro, buddy really trying. He might not be that good, but he really tried.
Yeah, he tried and he played hard, and that'll take you a long ways.
If you making them work,
next
time you play them, you come back around, they're gonna be like, I really don't want much of this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly,
like,
bro.
Like I already felt that before. Like I've already been through that before. Like I don't know if I want any more of that.
Yeah, bro. I just think that like you have to have some type of like, you gotta have some type of feel to you where even if you lose a game, you should know, okay, I put everything out there.
Facts.
And I can't know y'all's mind, I can't know y'all's effort. So I'm not saying that y'all don't put everything out there, but sometimes it feel like y'all don't. And so to me, you should always feel like even in a loss, I gave my all.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If you gave your all, hey, sometimes you just can't win them all.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're not giving your all, then that's the frustration. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, that effort doesn't only come on game day.
Yeah, no.
It's practice.
Yep.
It's outside of practice, going in and putting extra work, going out and conditioning on your own, putting in extra time in the weight room. Like all those little things, like you win games when the stands are empty.
Yeah,
that's where I see it. That's where you truly win the games.
Yeah.
If you only here to put the uniform on and look good, I mean, hey, that's you. Like respectfully. As a teammate, you probably don't want to be that person's teammate because they're not out there to go win games. Yeah. But you, like I said, you win those games off like outside of actual game time.
And on top of that, man, I think a lot of the things. So like, for instance, a lot of sports. I think every sport has one or two. Of course, you want more than that, but every sport has those one or two guys that you can go into their field of play, their gym, their batting cages, their field, whatever it is, and you're gonna see one or two guys out there in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night putting in some work on their own. They doing something on their own. Or on a Sunday, you'll drive out when you don't expect nobody to do nothing. You're like, what is he doing out there in the middle of the field? Or what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
what's he doing, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? But like, that's the thing. Like, that's what makes a team better is you got to have a couple of those players that's going to do the extra work. Practice shouldn't be the only time that you practice. It should never, that should never be the instance. Practice should never be the only time that you practice. And like I said, I'm not speaking on y'all in a personal point of view because like I said, I don't know exactly what you guys do on your own time. But as an overall standpoint, you got to figure it out. It ain't happening. We got to figure it out. We got 3 losses, 2 ties, 1 win. And I honestly believe that we should have more wins. So yeah, I'm gonna let that be it for y'all, man. We ain't gonna get on y'all too much more. We're gonna go into men's soccer, man. Men's soccer played against Randall, and they did what they wanted to do. They had as much fun as they wanted to have. They played. I mean, bro, it was just like, we on this field with y'all, and we just gonna goof around. That's how bad it was, bro. It was just like, bro, why are we even playing Randall? I get it. Everybody has those 1 or 2 games on their schedule where, like, you just dog on the team, you know what I'm saying? But they was really out there just doing whatever they wanted to do. They was taking whatever shots they wanted to take. playing the game however they wanted to play. And the thing is,
What was that score?
it was 8-1. It was 8-1. And in soccer, if you know the game of soccer, 8 shots scored is crazy.
Yeah, that's a time, bro.
Yeah.
That's like bad. But I'm glad we was on the right side of that. You feel me? The soccer team, bro, they looking real good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know that was a bad team, but they look good against good teams. They play really good game. They play really good ball. They're sitting at 3-1-1 on the season. And both men and women are going into conference this week. We'll get into that later on in the show. But men's soccer really showing out. They got a lot of weapons. For men's soccer, it's really just flip side. They stay on the offensive side of the ball majority of the game. Every now and then, of course, the team will push back and they'll get a couple of shots off here and there, but men's soccer is really dominant offensively. I mean, they got weapons from here to there, man. I mean, I don't know all the positions and everything, but you got your midfielders, you got your strikers, whatever you call them, you know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody be pushing. They got midfielders kicking the ball to the goal. They got strikers doing whatever they want to do. They got the defensive players coming up doing, you know what I'm saying? It's like
They go out there and want it.
Yeah, you know, they go out there and do their thing. So like, and we'll pull out some of these highlights because, I mean, my goodness.
And I mean, yeah, Randall's probably sorry, but those are the teams that you really got to show up for because you come in there thinking you can just thrash somebody. But those are the games you got a lot to lose, though. So at least, you know what I'm saying, shout out to them for still getting it done, still beating them the way that they should have.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, bro. He did it twice.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You out here acting crazy, trying to take out these crazy shots because they not good. But I mean, come on now, just score the goal, bro.
That's nice.
I mean, bro, like I'm telling you, bro, like they was doing all types of stuff.
Hold on.
They was just trying to.
They were really.
Hold on.
Like the whole game was just them taking the ball away and, hey, I'm gonna score this goal real quick.
Bro, they was just trying new things.
Trying new things. Crazy.
You can put
Like
it on.
that little headbutt on the ground over the goal. Yeah. like, who told him to try that, bro?
Bro, no, what was really crazy to me was when he was one-on-one with a goalie and he decided instead of like kicking it just across the way, he trying to do a whole loop-de-doop over Buddy's head and he ended up kicking it all the way over the goal. I'm like, buddy, now you know you did not have to do that. I mean, I get it. Y'all playing against his team that ain't really that good, but you could have just, you know, poked it in there. Y'all would have been good to go. But he trying to get some good film, bro.
He trying to be certified.
Yeah.
Yeah, he want to be certified.
He want to be certified this
Oh,
week.
me. But speaking of certified players, bro, Harry Garbett, man, you had a hat trick on the day. For those of y'all that don't know, a hat trick is just for soccer is 3 goals. For a hat trick in any other sport is 3 or something. You know what I'm saying? But for soccer it's 3 goals. And Buddy had a hat trick, so shout out to you. We putting you on the board this week, man. You are a certified nominee. That's crazy. Do what you do, man. I'm props to y'all. Y'all really showing out. I really hope that continues throughout the rest of the season. And I was checking the stats and some of the rankings. And we don't play them anytime soon, but I recognize that MACU, not only are they #1 in the conference, they're #1 in the nation in NAIA. So when that game come around, and it's a home game when we play them, I believe it's next week. I don't know if it's next week or the following week, but
So we got to be there.
and we will, of course, remind you when that time comes. But I was just looking at that, and I was like, dang, that's going to be a huge game. #1 in the nation is crazy, let alone in the conference. And so I don't believe we're ranked top 25 yet. I could be mistaken, but I don't believe that we are. But I think that over the next couple of games, people are going to start realizing, okay, this team is pretty darn good.
So #1 in the nation. I mean, we obviously got to be ranked top 25. You don't just beat the #1 team and still not be ranked. So
exactly.
That's an opportunity right there.
I hope that they keep the wins coming, man. They looking good. They're doing what they want to do on the field. So once again, props to the men's soccer, man. Let's go ahead and start talking about these next upcoming games, and then we'll get into softball. They have some fall competition coming up. So, but next week we got conference games for women's soccer, men's soccer, volleyball, all the way across the board. Women's soccer and men's soccer have home games all throughout the week. Tuesday, today, at 5, women's soccer, OPSU, show out. Speaking of fans for soccer, we had 120, I believe, at the women's soccer game. I was like, dang, what in the world? Like, we don't get that for nobody else. But I'm glad to see that, man. I'm glad to see that y'all getting that support, bro. But women's soccer versus OPSU at 5 today. Men's soccer is right after that. We're also against OPSU. Got conference coming up, man. So, and then as well on this Saturday, it's also a home game against Central Christian for the both of them. Women's will start at 1, and men will be following that. Volleyball, as we stated earlier, they will be on the road. They'll be taking a rough little road trip, but I hope they come out with 2 dubs, bro. They got number 23 in the nation, Sagu, on Friday, and they got number 19 in the nation, Tex West, on Saturday. And then football has number 22 in the nation at Ottawa. So we got some top dog games coming up this week. So I hope y'all handle y'all business. So we got something good to talk about when next Tuesday rolls around.
Got a chance to make some noise, though.
Yeah, we do.
Got a chance to make some noise.
We definitely do.
Team, so.
Yeah. And so go ahead and talk to me about what happened with softball over the. Yeah, they had a couple. They had a scrimmage.
Fall scrimmage against
I believe
Howard.
It was against Howard. Yeah.
Yeah. These stats are from shout out DeMichael Belfield for the stats. He was tuned in, but Brooklyn Arujo, she had a 3-run homer, a triple, and 2 singles. What? Yeah. So on the day, so that so they got some. That's a certified nominee in my opinion. But you know what I'm saying? It's a scrimmage. It's a scrimmage. It's a scrimmage. But it's a little preview. Yeah, it's a preview for sure. And then Jenna Sapita, she also had a double, single, and a home run. So. You know what I'm saying? They both right there from a cycle. Yeah. That's a cycle where you get everything, right? Yeah. Yeah, so they was out there balling. I don't know if they kept score or who won, but shout out Brooklyn and Jenna, both of y'all. That's tough, man.
But I'm really excited about softball, man. I know a lot of people's like, why are we getting another team, blah, 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 blah. But I think it's really cool that we got a softball team now, man. And on top of that, I think it's cool that their first year was last year. I think it's really cool that they came back this second year. They got plenty of recruits. Indeed. And from what I've been hearing from other people and what I just heard, they sound like they're pretty decent. Yeah. And so I'm excited to see what they do in the spring, man. So I hope that keeps going. But as always, just remember, man, as the word says, therefore encourage one another and build one another up. So y'all go out there and support the home games that we got coming up this week, Tuesday and Saturday, for women and men's soccer. The rest of the games will be away. And that'll be it for this week, man. As always, I also want to wrap it up for today. And Harry Garbutt, y'all make sure y'all vote for who y'all think is the athlete of the week on all our social media pages, man.
There was one thing I wanted to point out.
Okay.
Not necessarily, I guess, like Wayland-based or whatever, but FCA, Texas Tech FCA is holding a Fields of Faith on October 4th at 7 p.m. at People's Bank Stadium in Wolford. So I think that's Friendship Stadium. Yeah. So they're holding the Fields of Faith event October 4th. I know we got a little FCA thing going here, so if y'all wanted to show up to that, go ahead and put that down on y'all schedule.
And I'm gonna give my shout out to the Creamery, man. Creamery. I need that sponsorship, man. Y'all
had some sponsors.
Man, I need a sponsor, man.
The Creamery is the spot. Students. Man. The Creamery, if you want some sweets, you know what I'm saying? If you want some ice cream, some cookies, some brownies, whatever you want, they got it. The sandwiches, they got specials every day, and I ain't never been wrong on getting the special of the day.
Hold on, so I ain't been there yet. Like,
okay, we're gonna get you there.
Put me on.
But I'm pretty sure we coming up on time, so I'm gonna close it out, man.
Let's get the sponsorship.
Exactly. If anybody's saying that, y'all, we want that sponsorship. But we'll tune out, man. We'll see you guys same time next week on Tuesday, man.
Appreciate y'all.
The Creamery is hard. I will not lie.
Little free coffee song, man.